evening, everyone. Welcome to PrepBee. And in our series BAAT-CHIT, today we have Anuradha with us. She had scored an excellent percentile in CAT. We'll be talking about her preparation journey and what are valuable inputs that we all can take her from her journey. Hey Anuradha, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm I'm fine. How are you feeling with that good percentile?
There is still a long way to getting an admission in IM, so I'm still skeptical.
Yeah. So can you just tell me about your profile? Like, are you an engineer, non-engineer, work expressor, and what is your CAT percentile?
Okay, so I am a non-engineer. I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's in commerce. I'm in my final year now, and my profile for the I had 94 percentage in 10th. In 12th, I scored 95.83. In CAT, I've scored a decent percentile of 99.76.
Great. So let's get started. Uh, can you tell me about your section-by strategy? How did you go about with each of the section, quants, verbal, and DILR?
Yeah, sure. So for CAT, what I actually did at starting, I was only focusing on my basics. So being a non-engineer, I knew I had to do more in quants. So till July, I focused a lot on quants. My actually when I gave at the start of my preparation, I started my preparation quite early. I started in January itself. So at the start of my preparation, I gave one mock, and in that mock, I scored very bad in quants. And in VRC also, I scored very bad. DLR went actually quite well, but I did not get it to my head. So I focused on all three sections throughout the my preparation, but especially quants because I knew I had to prepare more for it. I've left quants in 10th. So for quants, I guess you just need to prepare for your basics first and then go for the other questions. And if you have joined a coaching, just stick to one coaching material and you're good to go. For VRC, solve as much RCs as you can. Nothing will help. Just solve more RCs and analyze what your reasoning was for each option, even for marking one option wrong or elimination is the strategy for VRC. So just after every RC, you just have to think that what my reasoning was is that matching the answer that was given, that if my reasoning is it is out of context or it is too broad of an option, so is that matching the answer that is given? If it is not matching the reason, even the reason is not matching, that is the wrong way. So you need to align your reasoning in RCs, and in DLR also just practice solve as many sets you can. So that was my preparation strategy.
So overall, uh, stick on to the basics and practice a lot. That is what you did for all of the three sections.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the major issues or problems that all the aspirants face when even I was preparing, I faced was time management. Like, how did you manage all of your time with all of the other things happening in your life, whatever it is?
Time management as in studying or while giving
Yeah.
exam, 40 minutes time.
So you can tell us about the both of these things while studying and how did you manage it in the mocks and paper?
I really think you cannot complain if you are in college, because if you are having a job, people in job are preparing a lot. They have to work all day and then come exhausted and still prepare for CAT. So I really don't think I can complain in that aspect because I'm still in my college. I do not have more obligations on myself. So I was able to manage time. My time was for studying was I started at I actually used to watch all the web series and everything during my CAT preparation. So, but I give a lot of time to my CAT preparation also. So, my study time used to start at 2 p.m. and then I used to study till 8 p.m. So, before 2 p.m., I can watch anything and everything. So, I used to even watch series, read novels, or anything. So, but by 2, that is my study time. So, by 2 to 8, that time I used to study. And then at night from 9:30 or 10 p.m. until whenever I get sleepy, till then I used to study. So that was my study hours. And and I really think you should not. And there will be some days when you don't feel like studying, so you can manage it on other days. But do not get so exhausted in the start that you stop in between. Cat preparation is like marathon. I did not study these long hours at the start. At the start, I used to study for 5 hours, and later I increased the hours. And for time management during exam, I believe you need to give sectionals a lot. Um, Even at the start of your preparation, give sectionals. It doesn't matter if you haven't studied those topics, because even the sectional also you won't be attempting all the questions. So start giving sectional, and you will have that mindset that I do not have to do all the questions. I have to look at the question and know, am I able to solve it? Will I able to solve it and then move ahead? Actually, the thing that I only told to myself before giving CAT exam was just move ahead. बस आगे बढ़ते जाना. Because you never know, you get stuck in a question and you waste 5 or
Time.
even 10 minutes on just one question. So you just have to move ahead. Even if you have solved all the questions of that topic earlier, but on the D-Day, if it is not, you are not able to solve it, just move ahead.
It's all about dodging the difficult questions, moving on to the questions, and then on to the sections. See,
Yeah.
everyone talk about the strategies that each and every aspirant has, but what are these mistakes that you would recommend someone who's preparing to avoid? Like, what all the what all the mistakes that can be avoided, or any difficulties that you face that affected you?
Okay, so one major problem that I think everyone do is they start giving mocks very late in their preparation. They think my syllabus is not completed. How can I give a mock now? So that is a very big problem that you're going to face later in your preparation, because CAT, if you give a lot of mocks, CAT will be just another mock. And if you don't give enough mocks, maybe on the D-Day you will get panic. What happened this year, because the exam was a bit difficult than previous years, and people got panicked. I know a lot of people who are very intelligent, but they panicked on that day and screwed their exam. So it is very important to keep giving mocks. It doesn't matter your syllabus is over or not, because on the D-Day also there will be topics that you won't be knowing. All right, so just keep giving mocks. It's okay if you give at the start of your preparation just one mock a week or even a month, but keep giving. And keep giving sectional also, and do not focus on just one section. A lot of people do it. Even I also did it at the start, that I was just focusing on one section. And with that, what happened was my VRC section was, I was only focusing on one section. And what happened was my scores in VRC section got declined. So you need to focus on all three sections, or you can make a schedule that uh, takes two sections on for one day. And then uh, what I actually saw on one YouTube video was you can do that. For my, I used to give more time for quants because it is a very huge syllabus. So what you can do is take quants every day, and then alternatively you can do DLR one day, VRC one day.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to focus on all three sections. That is a
Yeah.
major.
Yeah, so what aspirants do is that they try to study each and every section in a day, and that is something that one can avoid. They can just divide the sections into slots, like they can study VRC QA, then QA DLR, then DLR VRC, and then to manage their prep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are a non-engineer, and there is a myth that non-engineers cannot score high marks even if they are weak in maths or they are good in English. Even when you started, you would have heard all of these things. I am a non-engineer. I scored great in quants and average in VRC. So I want to please that tell us about the myth that is going around.
It is actually a very big myth. At the start of my preparation, I was told a lot by my friends that you are a non-engineer, focus on your VRC more, you'll score more there, and don't focus on quants, just focus on clearing your cutoff, you won't be able to do it. But surprisingly, in my mocks, I was scoring the most in quants.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and maybe that has to do with that fear itself because I focused more on quants in my preparation also. So that showed
Mhm.
in my mocks also. And that is just a myth. All three sections are equally difficult, and you can ace in any section. And just focus on your basics. And even in quants, three sections are uh, most questions come from these three sections only. That is uh, arithmetic, algebra, geometry. So if these three sections are cleared, you are good to go. And
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
I'm a non-engineer, but I still uh, did classes for PNC and probability because it will help. You never know, maybe on that day, PNC question is very simple and
Yeah.
arithmetic question is so difficult that even a topper is taking a lot more time in that, in which you can solve two questions of other topics. So I guess you should focus on all three sections. It is not about if you're non-engineer, your quants will be
Yeah.
bad. I,
Can you just tell me about your sectional breakup too? Uh,
yes. So on the on after giving cat, I thought my quant section went quite bad. I only attempted 11 questions, while in my mocks, that was the section I used to be my scoring section. That used to give my percentile a give scale up. So on okay, so I'll give you the attempts and then what are the correct questions, my marks, and then percentile. In VRC section, I thought it went well, but it did not, and I um, gave 8 wrong answers in VRC section. So you should not over attempt. In VRC section, my score was 34, 98 percentile. In DLR section, my score was 27, 99.21 percentile. In quants, I scored 29. It was 99.6 percentile. So actually, it was my luck that this year quants was difficult. So even at an attempt of 11 questions, I was able to score a good percentile in quants, but won't be in every year. So a
yeah, yeah.
good attempt is should be around 14 or 13. I used to
Mhm.
attempt 17, 18 in quants, but this in quants I
Yeah, yeah.
attempted only 11. But you should never be disheartened. I was very disheartened after CAT, but my score went good. So because you can learn from this that if a question paper is difficult for you, it is difficult for everyone. So
On everyone,
attempt
right?
it on like that.
So before we wind up, what would you like to suggest to anyone who is seeing the video and he or she is starting their preparation now? Any tip or any one point suggestion that you want to give to somebody?
Um, I believe you should first understand that what CAT is really testing. So CAT is not really testing your how good are you at English or how good your vocabulary is. That is a very major myth for VRC. Second, how good your maths is. Are you a maths genius? Because actually, what CAT is testing is your decision making ability. If you are able to make decision on the spot that this question, I'm not able to solve this question and I'm not going to waste more time on it and move on,
Mhm.
you will ace CAT.
Yeah,
That is what CAT is actually testing. So you actually need to create that mindset that you don't have to stuck on one question. There are a lot of questions. You just need to find your ones and you will able to ace CAT. That's just
yeah.
what CAT is.
Thanks a lot, Anuradha. It was great talking to you, and I hope that you convert all of your dream calls that you will be getting.
Thank you. I also
Okay.
hope so.
ABC
All the
calling, right?
yeah,
ABC calling.
I just hope so.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for giving out the time.
Thank you.